What's up, everyone? I'm DJ Hamilton, and you're tuned into the DJ Sports Show, where we give you the latest, greatest, and most exciting sports stories in the world of sports, from interviews to having people's stories heard and told. This is the DJ Sports Show. Let's get it! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, DJ Hampton, DJ Sports Show, a place where we talk sports, have stories told, and make a difference. If you guys are watching YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button and share anybody you know who loves sports. And listen on any audio platforms tomorrow, leave a 5-star rating and share anybody you know. Another great week of football here, week 12, talking NFL. Make sure you guys listen to my NBA only episode I did yesterday. I gave y'all a bonus this week because I wanted to catch up on the NBA, but now we're here to talk some football with my guy Nicholas, who looked like he got a whole new dimension of him. So looking like I don't know. You have a clone?
A clone?
I'm like Nick. I'm not used to the bald head almost, and then no beard in winter.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna shave it off like in summer.
No, I thought it's Thanksgiving. Spoke with my mother today. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
And she hasn't shown up yet.
Oh,
and probably won't for a few days. But no, listen, I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. No, but I've been thinking about doing it for a few weeks now, and you know, I thought, you know, might as well get rid of the beard, might as well get rid of the hair, and you know, get to cooking. Hey. Don't want the hair to get in the food.
little pre-cooking before Thanksgiving. He said, "Let me get a little spicy before get a little warmed up."
Oh my goodness! Are you a turkey or a ham guy for Thanksgiving?
Oh, ham, definitely ham. Me and my family, I don't think I've ever had turkey on Thanksgiving actually. Like we've had oxtail, mashed potatoes, candy. I'm Jamaican. We had oxtail, candy yams, chicken, barbecue boneless beef ribs throughout my years, curry chicken, lasagna, baked mac and cheese, all the, you know what I'm saying, and the cornbread.
Oh man,
like we'll have those things, but turkey, actual turkey. I've never seen my family cook it.
Oh, I cook with my mother every year. Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. I mean, I help her with the turkey. I help her with the stuffing. I help her with everything that we cook. And if you ever are out there to cook a sweet potato, by the way, all you got to do, just put some cinnamon on there and like a sprinkle of brown sugar and like,
Yeah. Hey, man, I love cooking. And I've been really expanding my cooking bag, especially over the last 2 years. I have a whole cooking album. I've been really throwing it down in the kitchen. I'm always looking to learn more stuff, and so I'm gonna help my mom in the kitchen.
You should expand yourself to baking. That's what you should do.
That's what my uncle said.
I know how to bake a whole loaf of bread. Like I gotta find photos. Like my mother and I always love to bake. I can bake a whole loaf of bread and a lot of cakes I've baked, and it's a fun time. But I'll tell you what else is kind of baking as well.
Let's talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about. Can we talk about Cleveland and get them out of the way first?
Yeah, I know.
Because I gotta say this. Let me just say this. This proves nothing. You face the Raiders, good. They're one of the worst defenses in the NFL. And by the way, that offensive line, oh my God, is so bad. And it's because of that defense that Cleveland had. And by the way, Myles Garrett, I mean, the dude's a piece of work, especially with how he handled that Mason Rudolph thing. I mean, that's unacceptable what he did. But dude's a hell of a football player. And it's a shame he's wasting his career in Cleveland. But hey, you took the money, Myles. You took the money. But this proves nothing about Shedeur Sanders, because the Raiders are horrible. Their defense, they've never fixed. When's the last time this defense has been good? Like, it's got to be like, was it that like 1 year where they had like the dark side of the Raiders season where like Henry Ruggs had his fall from grace?
God, that name! Gruden. Oh gosh, that name! Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Henry Ruggs never should be in the NFL ever again. Screw that guy. But yeah, that was the 1 year that they had like that dark season where all this chaoticness happened. That's the last time I can remember that defense actually being good. The Raiders haven't, except for Max Crosby, I can't even name another defenseman on this team.
Nah, it's an atrocity. I know seeing Shedeur, last week he was because he just got thrown into the fire. There was no reps or anything. He kind of just got thrown into the fire, but this was progress. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody like you probably was like, he's doing against the Raiders. I feel that same way too. But this is kind of this is building steps. You know, when you're trying to like build a business, starting from scratch. 11 for 20 completions, 209 yards. He did throw an interception. That one touchdown he got, Dylan Sampson kind of did most of the work. He threw it out on the
Yeah,
flat.
that
Dylan
not
Sampson
only
took it
that,
to the
but the
house.
Raiders
Yeah.
that and the Raiders can't tackle. They
Yeah, they can't
cannot
tackle.
they're one of the worst tackling defenses I've seen. And by the way, Junkins is amazing too. He had like 2 rushing touchdowns as well. That like if that kid can keep his head in check, keep cool, and not be a piece of work off the field, he is a player on this team. But look, I'll give Shedeur that. This proves nothing with Shedeur. I still think he stinks, but
Mm.
this compared to last week, a lot better. I'll tell you who else stinks, by the way. Jerry Jeudy.
Mm.
He
That's another guy who
stinks
I
this
thought
year.
would be way better when he was coming to
Yeah,
the league.
last year he was well. I thought he's okay. I mean, like he's not horrendous. Like this year he's horrendous, but Jerry Jeudy, I feel like he really sorely misses Joe Flacco, because ever since Joe Flacco left, he's not really been the same receiver. But you know, but Cleveland's defense is so good. I mean, Myles Garrett, like I said, he might break the sack record if I remember. Like he's on trajectory to break the sack record. That's how good he is. The linebacker they took in the second round, Schlesinger, that's another player. He might win Defensive Player of the Year. And the guy Tyson Campbell, who they traded Gregory Newsome away for, he's actually been solid too. There's a lot to like with the defense, but the problem is, and another name I want to mention as well, Malik Collins. He had 2.5 sacks. But here's the problem with Cleveland. I think they're going to scapegoat their head coach. Meanwhile, it's the general manager that needs to go. But here's another thing too, and I kind of am thinking this. Here's why Andrew Berry probably won't get fired. He's the only GM that knows how to work with this owner. And Jimmy Haslam's a terrible owner, too. But, I mean, look, ever since the Jets fired Rex and Tannenbaum, they haven't even done anything. And I fear that could happen if they fire Stefanski and Berry. I mean, if I had to choose to fire one of them, I'd choose Berry because I think Stefanski is a good coach. He's just in a bad situation. And Berry's made terrible moves, like the Deshaun stuff, wasting two picks in this draft on a quarterback. I mean, it's not just drafting. I don't like the Shedeur. I get why you would make that pick at that spot, but it was ownership forced. But drafting Dylan Gabriel in round 3 is unacceptable. Nobody had him that high. Yeah. But if I had to choose, it would be Andrew Berry that would go, not Kevin Stefanski. But I still think they're going to scapegoat, fire Stefanski, keep Berry. That's what I think is going to happen with this team.
Now, before we get into my Colts and Chiefs, I want to ask you this. Do you think Shedeur can build off this, and do you see him being the starting quarterback next week? Or do we? No?
Next week, yes, because of how much progress he had. And, I mean, why not? I mean, Cleveland's got nothing else to fight for. I mean, they're going to be eliminated in the playoff. Yeah. Who do they play next week? I think it's San Francisco that they play next week, right?
Let me check right now. The next week, they play the Niners, and they play the Titans, Bears, Bills, Steelers, Bengals is the rest of their schedule. So,
why not start Shedeur? Why not? And when he shows that he sucks again and Dylan Gabriel is available, they'll play him again. Why not?
Or if we could look at the positive light, or if he shows more progress, or if he shows that he could really be a starting quarterback. And
good luck. You don't face the Raiders every week. I mean, maybe he'll show progress against the Titans are another terrible team too. But
hey, I'm trying to be optimistic, man. We're protagonists over here.
I think if you could get Shedeur Sanders to join the team, I mean, I hear he throws some nice lawsuits that his resume in the lawsuit department's great. Dude, I've lost track how many he just got sued by his own lawyers because he didn't even pay his bills.
That's crazy. Like, bro, don't you got money?
I mean, dude, how that dude is a classic example of why you need to keep cool and not like throw yourself under the bus, because he's gotten himself in so many lawsuits. He's declared bankruptcy, I think, twice, if I remember correctly. Like, yeah, not good. And
Not
again,
good.
should have never punched that player in that Bills preseason game. You probably still have
Oh
a job
god.
on the practice squad.
Damn. Damn, he told him. But one thing that's a high red alert right there. And speaking of high red alert, that transitions perfectly into the Colts and Chiefs game, man. This is the game I was really targeting today to watch. So I was at the laundromat earlier today, had to wash some rugs for my mom, But I'm keeping score of the game before I get to come back a chance and watch the second half. And I'm just like, man, I'm looking at the score. I'm like, we're really down 20-9. Come into this game. Chiefs have a 5-5 record. It's the first time in the Mahomes era. We're on life support. You know how the EMTs, people are unconscious. You need to shock them to get them back alive. That's what we were on coming into this game. We were literally on life support. I said if we lose this game, we're not making the playoffs. I said that before
I
this game.
agree.
I said when we lost last week, I said if we lose against the Colts, which I was very scared of, because this is a Colts team that has the best offense in the NFL. They lead the league in scoring, yards per game, yards per play, and touchdowns per game. They're elite on fourth down conversions. They're second to NFL on fourth down conversions, and in the red zone, they're elite as well, top 3 in red zone percentage, and they're also a top 10 defense in points allowed. And the Chiefs, I know they've been dominant at home 4-1, but I was really worried because you're playing against a top team when they have a dominant run game in Jonathan Taylor. They have great pass options, Tyler Warren, Michael Pittman, etc. And I'm like, okay, I know our defense has been pretty solid, but on the run game, but defensively, pass game, we kind of allow a lot of completions. We're kind of third. I saw on team rankings, we're 30th in opponent completion percentage allowed, which is not good. It's something we got to get better at, especially if we want to even get into the playoffs. But man, coming from, I see the Chiefs that first drive, and Mahomes throws that interception. I'm like, oh, this is not a good start. 2 plays into the first drive, I said, oh no. I said, God, please, not today. I don't want my Chiefs going out
Yeah.
like this. This is at
Oh,
least go down swinging. Then the Colts score that opening drive, and I'm like, oh, here we go,
yeah.
here we go. And then
But
it just
the thing,
from
yeah,
there,
the
it was
thing
kind of
that,
Colts all first half. Really,
yeah.
Chiefs couldn't get
What were your
anything in the red
thoughts?
zone.
What were your thoughts on Ahmad Sauce Gardner as a Colt in this game? Because this is the first time you've seen Ahmad play, and I'm telling you, there's a reason why many thought he was kind of an overpayment at the trade deadline. I mean, he
He,
was okay,
who was he
but
matched up against? I couldn't really find who he was matched up against. He was matched up
I
against
think
mostly
he
like
was
Worthy
matched
and
up.
Rice, right?
I think he was matched up with more on Worthy, but
Worthy.
like they flip flopped him around. By the way, shout out like Rashee Rice may be a piece of work with everything that he did with the car wreck, but he
Yeah,
played this game on a bad hamstring, and he was the reason why the Chiefs won this game. He
yeah.
really was. And
Let,
oh, we got here's some updated news by the way in the running game. The Chiefs are signing Damian Pierce to their team, which
oh,
is a nice look. Damian Pierce is a 1 year wonder from the Texans. Like his rookie year, he was one of the
yeah,
top offensive weapons, and he just sort of fell off.
yeah,
He fell off. I think it mainly had to do because of the change in coaching. Because I think his rookie year was when David Coley was the coach, and then when D'Amico Ryans came in, it just sort of went downhill from there. But the Chiefs do need another running back. I mean, I like Kareem Hunt.
that man.
Look,
We need to get that man some rest. He carried us today.
oh
He was
God, he
uh,
carried it. Yeah, you
so.
sorely need Pacheco back too.
Oh
And
yeah, no, we
look,
do.
look, I I respect Clyde Edwards-Helaire, especially for him being open with his personal demons, with his PTSD issues. But I'm sorry, he's just not it as a
Nah, he's not.
runner.
He's not.
And you need another piece on that team. Like, why not take a chance on Pierce? Why
Yeah,
not? I mean,
yeah,
he's better than Brendan Smith. He's better than Brendan Smith, who's terrible.
yeah.
But
Kareem Hunt's
you
our
need
only
you need
reliable back. Like that's it. That can get
correct.
some like positive yardage. That's it. And
Yeah, and look, I love Travis Kelsey. I do. I think he gets so much hate mainly because of who he's dating and I think engaged to.
Gage too. Yeah,
And yeah, they're engaged now, right? I mean,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, they are. I don't know, but he's done.
yeah.
Kelsey looks done through the season. Like I wouldn't be shocked if this is his last year in the league.
4
And
receptions for
let's be real.
43 yards today. Not really
Yeah,
crazy
not really
yards.
good. And I mean, Noah Gray looked okay until he got hurt as well. I
Yeah.
believe in the
I'm hoping it's
fourth
nothing
quarter it
serious, like
was.
too serious.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, could you see the ring chaser himself, known as Odell Beckham, sign here as well?
Nah, I don't think we're gonna do that because look at the wideouts we got. We got reliable receivers in Rice who had 41 receiving yards today. He
Yeah,
had some
yeah.
huge catches today.
But I
Worthy,
still think he's playing hurt. I still think
yeah,
Rice is hurt with that hamstring. And
yeah.
those nag.
You saw him
So
gimping a little bit after one play, and he was able to. That adrenaline
yeah,
kept him going.
he was grabbing the hamstring. Like I'm shocked he came back into this game. And look, I like Xavier Worthy too. He's not a scrub like Juju Smith-Schuster is nowadays.
Yeah,
But Xavier Worthy is worthy to be in the spot. But
yeah.
I just don't see him as a number one guy
Nah,
yet. If he
not yet.
continued
He
to
still.
develop,
I
but
still need to see him get stronger and get better at finishing and catching through contact. He needs to get
yeah.
stronger,
And
and his route running can
and
get a little
why
better.
we By the way, remember when Tyquan Thornton used to be a big part of this offense? Like, is he in the witness protection program or something? Because I don't think did he take a snap in this game? Like, I can't remember.
I feel like Brashard
I
Smith
know
kind of took his place.
Yeah, well, him and once everyone got healthy, and I mean Marquise Hollywood Brown. Like, I think he only had one cat. He stinks, by the way. He hasn't been great. Like, he hasn't been that great this year.
I want to talk about the turning point of the game. I feel like it came down to the third quarter. We got that, what's it called? Chiefs were able to, on that big defensive drive near the end of the third, they're already up 20-9, the Colts 11. If McDuffie doesn't get that pass deflection to get the completion and Chris Jones be able to apply pressure and force the incompletion, we would not have won this game. That down to that end third quarter.
Dude,
and then Hunt has the fumble, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And at that time, I'm going crazy, bro. I'm like, he had the fumble. But then luckily, we were able to force them. On their last 4 drives offensively, the Colts went 3 and out. They couldn't have scored. They went dormant. They went ice cold. They only had 18 yards in the fourth quarter and on. They went ice cold. And this is the best offensive team in the league. That defense.
And they did a good job shutting down. Yeah, especially that run defense. They did a good job stopping Jonathan Taylor in this game. I mean, Jonathan Taylor did put up a respectable stat line. I think he had like 58 or 56 rushing yards, if I remember
58.
correctly. Oh, 58. I was right. I didn't know if it was
let's really give this Chiefs defense love. They've shut down some of the best running backs for under 100 yards in the games they played them this season. Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, etc. This run defense is legit. I'm just worried about the pass defense, the completion percentage allowed. That's what I'm worried about.
I'm more worried about the offensive line, in my opinion, with this. I said it before, I'll say it again. The Chiefs' offensive line is the main problem.
And then Trey Smith went out with the ankle injury, and that's when I was worried about our run game because he's a great run blocker.
That was bad. That was a bad. I don't know if he's going to return this season. It was a bad injury. But I'm going to go pivot back to the defense of the Chiefs. Is Trent McDuffie like the one player that like deserves flowers but never gets it? Because he's when you think of a cornerback in this league, Trent McDuffie never gets mentioned as like one of the top corners, like marketing wise. And he's on the damn Chiefs too. Like, I don't understand that, but McDuffie's great. That's a Hall of Fame player right there too.
Oh no, he definitely.
And 100%. And
the other thing I wanted to mention is so we're down 20-9. You know, Hunt gets that fumble. But luckily, because I honestly, this might be the biggest regular season game I felt like in Mahomes' career. He never lost 3 straight games, and they were really on the brink of having that happen. And the crowd, you could hear the crowd when you were watching the game. They were nervous. They could feel. They knew their playoff chances were hanging in the balance in this game, and they knew their playoff chances were dissipating when they had that 11-point deficit to the Colts because they're like, oh, the Colts scored one more, big touchdown. This game is over. As much as I love the Chiefs' offense, they've been solid this year. The offensive line's been an issue here and there, but because every time that you see them get an explosive play, it's like there's a holding penalty on the offensive line. I'm like, bro, guys, can we just not hold? We always have like 6-7 penalties per game, and most of it's on the offensive line. That's been my worry. But then luckily, Hunt was able to redeem himself.
My friend just touchdown. Yeah, my friend just texted me a joke about the Cleveland game. You know how Jerry Jeudy had that like weird fumble in the game? He basically texted me saying, "Oh, Woody Johnson was right about his Madden rating with his level of awareness. You're in good shape for declining that trade."
I'm dead. But that's wild. But
that's a good one. That's a good one. He sent me.
But back to Hunt. Nah, when Hunt had that fumble, you saw how he got mad. I was like, yeah, I like to see that because I see that shows he cares. Like this team is not trying to go out like this. And he was able to redeem himself, get that touchdown. They go for the 2-point conversion. Mahomes gets it. That cuts the deficit to 3. I think that was a smart idea by Andy Reid and the offensive coordinator to go for that 2-point conversion to cut it within
Yeah.
field goal range. And then they were able to force the defense came up big again, force that 3 and out on the Colts. And then on crucial drive, if again the Chiefs weren't able to come up, they had to force upon us again. They desperately needed to score. But then late in that fourth quarter, you start seeing Rashee Rice making big plays. He had that 47-yard reception that helped them get to midfield. He made a critical catch on that 4th and 3. That was big. And he was still gimping at that time with the hamstring. He was already gimping by that time. Shout out to Rashee
Yeah.
Rice, man. David Worthy, too. He came with a big, incredible catch on 3rd and 7 in the overtime to get them a first down and within better field goal range. That helped set up Harrison Butker to win the game, 23-20. And it was their first win of the one-score games all season after last year where they never lost one-score games. They finally got their first this season. And,
Yeah.
cool stat. Oh, Mahomes, this is his first regular season career win over the Colts. He was 0-2 before this.
Yep. I knew that coming into this. That it's sort of the reason why I took the spread with the Colts. I did win. It was a 3.5-point spread, so I did win. But yeah, you pretty much said everything that really is to say with the Chiefs. But I just want to conclude with one thing, and I'm a little nervous about this. Do you think Andy Reid's gotten a little stale as the head coach there, and that's why they're in the deficit? Or do you contribute that more to the injuries that they've had to deal with? Because I'm kind of mixed on this.
I think it's the injuries. We've had injuries to some key guys. Well, Rice was out for 6-7 weeks, so that's a big deal. That definitely hurt us.
For a good reason, by the way. For a good reason. Good
reason.
I am still pissed, by the way, that week 1 these clowns were on the field basically wearing free Rice shirts on the field. He ran away from an 8-man car wreck that he caused. What do you mean he should be freed?
Yeah. Well, anyways, Rice. Yeah, I try not to think about that, but anyone who ever thinks he should have been playing week 1, they're crazy. But objectively speaking, yeah, him being out suspension, and then we had injuries to offensive line. Pacheco's out. That definitely has hurt us. But yeah, Andy Reid, I still trust the guy. I still think him.
I do too. It's just he's gotten a little stale here. You know what I mean?
I want to say this. This is the first year I really see Pat Mahomes get a little overthinking stuff. When you watch
I think that's on the offensive line. Yeah, I think that's more on the offensive line.
When you're watching the broadcast, Tony Romo's like, I think Patrick Mahomes is overthinking. He should read outside the lines, throw to the receivers outside the lines. If you watch the CBS broadcast today, he said he's going to have outside leverage. Throw it outside leverage, Patrick, because they want to play on the inside. And I'm like, he's so right. When I'm watching it and seeing how they're playing their defensive scheme, I'm like, yeah, Pat, throw it outside, because then you can find an open gap, throw it right to your receiver, make them go get it. And some of the throws were not his fault. Like the receivers should have got it. Like he had one to Noah Gray, he threw it outside so the defender couldn't intercept it, and Noah Gray had the ball, went right through his hands. I'm like, yo, you got to catch that, bro.
Yeah,
if he would have caught that clean, that's a touchdown. We wouldn't even have had to go into overtime. Those little plays we got to be able to convert on. And I watch this team every week. Every week I watch the Chiefs, because I love Mahomes. I want to see him come near GOAT status. You know what I'm saying?
He's already GOAT status.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
I love Mahomes, bro. I've been watching Mahomes since he started becoming a starter. I was like, this guy got me back into football. Him and Lamar Jackson, and I want to see him. I was so mad when even though we lost the 3P, it's just the way we lost. It was bad. And Kelsey, that's the reason why he came back. He didn't want to go out like that. Kelsey said that's the reason he came back. If we would have won it, I think he would have retired last year.
Wouldn't shock me. I still think if they would have won it, he probably would have proposed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he probably would have proposed and retired right there. But the way they lost, they got demoralized, humiliated by the Eagles defense.
Oh my God!
The best defenses I've seen outside that 2020 Buccaneers team that went to the 2021 Super Bowl and beat Patrick Mahomes, but they had a depleted offensive line that same year as well. So, yeah, man, this is a big win. And then we have a short week. We play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. I think that should be an easy dub.
Win.
Yeah, that should be a win at Cowboys.
By the way, Eagles. Are you guys the Falcons?
Yeah.
You guys choked that hard.
Perfect segue. Perfect segue, because the Eagles, I don't know what. And my shout out to my boy.
Can they fire this Patula, this offensive coordinator?
Oh man,
get this guy out of here.
They literally went donut in the second half. You're up 21-7 on the Cowboys. You have all the momentum in your hands, and they
The
had that
offensive
great run
coordinator's
play
got to
design
go.
early
The
in the
play calling,
first half.
yeah,
Jalen Hurts ran up the middle. He looked like faked it, ran up the middle, and just plowed his way into the end zone. I'm like, okay, Eagles got this game in the bag. Looks like, and then I go to go eat, and I come back. I'm like, wait, what's this? The Cowboys tied the game. What? I'm like,
explain
are
to
you
me this.
serious? And
Explain to me this brilliant offensive coordinator Patullo in this game. How do you give Saquon Barkley only 10 carries? How? And Dallas, like, yes, they got Quinnen Williams that they got in the trade deadline, but Saquon is one of your best offensive weapons. How do you only give him 10 rushing attempts?
what's even worse than
How?
that, how you let the Cowboys, who on their first 4 offensive drives had a turnover on downs, punt, they fumbled the ball after CeeDee Lamb. He went down. It wasn't a fumble. They called it initially because his elbow was down. And then the next play, Dowdle gets the fumble. And then next drive, they get an interception in the red zone. Dak Prescott throws an interception. First 4
Yeah,
offensive drives, the Cowboys were horrific. And you guys still lose the game? That's crazy to me.
bro.
That's crazy.
Like, I hate this guy because of how he handled. There's a story about him with his pro camps, how he screwed up the community with his pro camps when he got traded to Dallas, and like there's rumors about George, and the guy's another one. Uh, he's a damn good football player, and people out there are basically saying with George Pickens, the Steelers made a mistake trading away George Pickens. They should have kept him. Blah blah blah. No chance he was going to be on that roster because A, he's a piece of work, and he obviously it was a locker room distraction, and B, they traded for DK, who's basically what George Pickens is, but older. So he wouldn't have fit well in that offense, but damn, is he good in Dallas. And
I have a
I got to
question
give
to
him,
ask you.
yeah,
Now, based to the team we just spoke about and then the team we're talking about now, are you feeling a little bit better about the Chiefs or are you more worried about the Eagles
yes,
after the games we saw today? Which one?
yes, yes,
Which one? Are you more worried about the Eagles or are you feeling better about the Chiefs after these results
yes.
of the game today?
The
Are
answer
you
is
more
yes.
are
No,
you worried, you're worried about
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I'm feeling a little better about the Chiefs because that was a must-win game. With
yes.
Philly here, like they'll be fine. I mean, I'm looking at their schedule right now. They got the Bears this week, the Chargers, the Raiders, which should be a win. The Commanders, that should be a win. The Bills, who have not looked good, and we'll get to the Bills later on. And then they got the Commanders again. They should be fine. They'll be in the
Yeah.
playoffs. The Cowboys did need that win too because the NFC's getting a little more competitive when it comes to the wild card stuff. But yeah, I feel a lot better about the Chiefs and not a lot worse than the Eagles. But if you were to
Yeah.
ask me those 2 questions again, the answer would be yes.
Yeah. Eagles had
Because
those
I
2
believe
fumbles.
both. I believe in both. I believe in both,
Yeah.
but I think the Chiefs I feel a lot more better in.
And I feel like the Dallas game, we kind of need a easy game to get a win, just to get us to 7-5. Because then I'll feel like, okay, 7-5. Okay, we're building some momentum now to really get into the postseason. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So yeah, and
I
I'm
do
looking
want
at
to
the
ask
rest of
you
our schedule
something.
right now.
I
So
want to ask you
after
another question.
we play the
With
Texans and then
yeah,
Chargers,
yeah.
Titans, Broncos, Raiders. Raiders should be easy dub. Titans should be easy. Texans, they have a great defense. They ransacked on Josh Allen that day on Thursday. That was
Yeah.
the worst game I've ever seen Josh Allen play. He sacked most of his career 8 times, 2
Yeah.
interceptions. Like,
Well,
whoa, yeah,
another problem with Buffalo, I've said it before and I'll say it again. They do not have a number 1 receiver on this team. Hell, I don't even know if they have a number 2 receiver on this team. That's how bad the receiving core
yeah.
is.
No more
I
Stephon
mean,
Diggs. They don't have a go-to guy no more.
well, Stephon ran himself out of here. He didn't want to be in
Yeah, he didn't
Buffalo
want to be there no
anymore.
more. He
Um,
didn't want to be there no
I don't understand why they didn't buy in at the trade deadline for a receiver. You know what? Let's transition over to the Bills Texans game that happened on Thursday. Uh, I don't know. I'm still unsure about the Texans. It was a must-win game for them because they were a little behind, and with Jacksonville and the Colts are going to take this division unless things go bad. But man, Buffalo, you got to wake up. You cannot
Yeah,
be
you
taking
can't lose
losses like
a game
this.
like this. You can't lose a game like
With
this.
the Patriots easy schedule. I would be shocked if the Patriots didn't take the AFC East now. But the
Especially,
Bills,
you can't lose a game like this to the Texans, who don't even have their starting quarterback. You just
yeah.
can't. You
I mean,
can't
I
do it.
like Davis Mills is
Davis
a
Mills
solid
is
backup.
solid, but you can't be losing when they don't have CJ Stroud. Come on, man.
Yeah, but man, this Texans defense is really,
Yeah, no,
really good.
they're amazing. They're one of the best in the league.
Yeah, and with Buffalo, you got to step it up. You can't be taking these sort of losses. You really can't.
Yeah, because you
And
guys
I
are not that far from being in the playoff bubble, maybe not making it.
yeah.
Because
And
you
again,
only,
you should.
yeah,
They desperately need Dalton Kincaid back because he was their best receiver. And look, Khalil
yeah.
Shakir may have had 8 receptions for 110 yards, but he's not a number 1 receiver. He is a number 3 receiver that sometimes plays like a number 2, but he ain't a number 1 receiver you can trust. Like
They play the
what other?
Steelers next week at Pittsburgh. That should be a dub.
Yeah,
That
and
and they play the
and it's
Bengals.
yeah, and it's telling too for Buffalo, and they whiffed on this pick. They whiffed on the Keon Coleman pick. He was a healthy scratch in this game. That
Yeah.
looking back with that pick, that was a whiff of a pick. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I thought he was gonna be a guy who could be like a good number 2 receiver or something for them, especially in that 2024 draft that he was, right?
Yeah,
2024.
I preferred Ladd over him. Like I wasn't a big. I understood why Keon dropped to the second round. Like there were people that had him in round 1. I had him more as a round 2 guy, but Ladd McConkey should have been the pick there. Was it Ladd that went in that year, or
Yeah,
I think
Ladd
it was
McConkey
Ladd?
was in 2024. Yep.
Yeah, yep. I'll tell you, and we'll transition to this next game. I don't know if you saw this right now, with the Vikings and Packers game. JJ McCarthy is basically Zach Wilson 2.0, but he has the injury excuse.
I'm looking at. I didn't watch that game, but I'm looking at the numbers right now. Woof! That's
I'm not even
that
joking.
is a
I'm not.
whoa.
He is
not even,
JJ.
whoa, not even 100
JJ
yards throwing.
McCarthy is so.
2
JJ McCarthy is
interceptions.
basically. He is basically if you take Zach Wilson on the New York Jets, you put him on here, and JJ McCarthy has the injury excuse because he got hurt earlier in the year and he got hurt last year. Zach Wilson didn't have that. JJ McCarthy is playing like he's Zach Wilson right now. He made some. I don't know if you saw this interception he threw. Oh my god. Oh
I'll
my
have to
god.
look at
It
it.
was. You
I see
have to
the
look at
Packers
it.
did a little dance. They did a little dance cooking after an interception.
And and like you got to step it up, JJ. And the running game
Honestly,
I've been disappointed with the Vikings defense. I've been disappointed in, but I'm disappointed with how this offense has been run with JJ. I mean, I might be crazy saying this here. I kind of think this team's a lot better run with Carson Wentz as the quarterback. I mean, but man, they made the
they
biggest
might
mistake. The biggest mistake they ever made was allowing Daniel Jones to go. They should have retained
yeah,
him. They really
either
should have.
him or kept Darnold. Something they should have done one of those
No,
things.
Darnold was going to get a boatload of money, and I don't think the Vikings would
Yeah,
have had the cap space to bring him back. But they should have gotten Daniel Jones back. He would have been on a cheaper deal.
don't be surprised if Justin Jefferson asks for a trade soon. Don't be
Well,
shocked.
if you come to the Jets. We could take care of you, JJ.
If things don't get better there in the quarterback situation, it's like a waste of a wide receiver. He's still arguably the best receiver in the league. He don't want to keep
Yeah.
losing.
By the way, Jordan Addison did a whole lot of nothing in this game too.
Damn.
Did a whole lot of nothing, and I got to. I'm gonna be honest. Like the Packers' offense didn't really do too much either, excluding Emmanuel Wilson, who was in for Josh Jacobs, who didn't play due to injury. Jordan Love didn't look that great either, to be honest with you. I saw him play while we were.
Let's be honest. The reason they won is because the quarterback on the other side ain't so good either lately.
Oh my god, yeah! Like
That's the
I'm
reason they
telling
won
you,
this
man.
game, the Packers. So we can't really count this win as like, oh, they're starting to make progress and turning around how they've been lately because they're playing against a rookie quarterback who hasn't been good.
Yeah, but dude, JJ McCarthy, you got to step it up, man. Like you can't use the injury excuse the whole. I think it's a confidence issue with JJ McCarthy. I really do because
how you throw for less than 100 yards in a game as a starting quarterback
I
unless you get injured and you're out like in the first quarter or something. Like you play a whole game, and you throw less than 100 yards. You know how hard that is to do?
DJ, if you want to know how easy it is to do, just go find Justin Fields. He's probably out in the wilderness right now. He knows how to do that.
You want to talk about your Jets now, since you want to mention
Oh,
him?
what a
You moved
disgrace!
to the Ravens.
What a disgrace
I
this
didn't see.
Jets team is. First off, this team was up 7-3, but Baltimore sucked in the first half. And Lamar is clearly playing hurt right now. Yes, they did better in the second half. Good, that's all good and dandy, whoop-de-doo. But Lamar looked hurt. The defense did not come to play for Baltimore, but they did rally the troops back and they did play well. And I've said before and I said it again, I still don't think the Jets have a coach. Like, Aaron Glenn is out there. He's making terrible moves. I thought this was supposed to be a disciplined team. That's obviously not the case if he's out there. And Breece Hall, I felt so bad for when he fumbled in the end zone like that. And once he fumbled that ball when they were like when he was trying to score the touchdown, I said to people, so what? You knew they were losing. You knew they were losing. Tyrod actually looked like a functional quarterback. I mean, until he threw that garbage time pick. That was awful. But oh my god, this Jets team is a mess. This defense is terrible. Brandon Stevens stinks. I mean, we paid that much money for him and he can't cover. Azare Thomas, who I was high on, he's still like dealing with growing pains. Can this team get a turnover? They still, throughout this entire year, have had no turnovers. Absolutely disgraceful this defense is. And let me say another thing too. I will get into a little positive here. John Mechie actually had a really good game. He looked like a functional receiver. I mean, we haven't seen functional receiver play since Garrett Wilson got injured. I mean, Mechie actually looked okay. There's potential in this tight end we took in the second round, but I mean, what is there really to say about this Jets team? Another losing season. 10 straight losing seasons in the National Football League. Unacceptable. I mean, what is there really to say with this team? And there's so many people I got messages from that are friends of mine, and some people who DM'd me. They're like, "Oh, you got to be more positive about this franchise." Positive about what? What's there to be positive about? Oh, but you got the draft pick haul that you wanted. Oh, you got the cap space to play for once we're going to be paying like so much money to two quarterbacks this offseason because I guarantee you Justin Fields will not be on this team because the inept owner doesn't like him. And he's willing to throw him under the bus. I can't stand this team. And I don't trust this regime to actually make the picks right and to develop them properly. I've done it way too many times. How should I believe in this team, in this, duo that I can trust them? Aaron Glenn, who by the way needs to go to PR training on how to handle a interview with a reporter. Stop calling out the media. And here's another thing that boggles my mind as well, and I think you'll agree with me on this.
Mm-hmm.
With Aaron Glenn, he goes on this. He basically goes on to, criticize with Costello and all that. That's rubbing off on the players because Breece Hall was out there on social media going after Costello and everyone. Come on, guys, just win football games. And
I don't know when that's gonna happen for you guys anytime soon.
And there's so many people right now that are like, oh, you should be happy that they lost. You should be happy. No, I want to win. I say this with all my teams, including the Charlotte Hornets, another disgraceful franchise that I root for. I want to win. I don't trust this franchise to draft properly. And I said before, I'll say it again. It doesn't matter where you pick. It's who you pick. Doesn't matter where you pick them. Like, look at the Texans when they messed up their, tank, and they got the second overall pick. They took C.J. Stroud. I mean, Stroud has kind of not been the same as he was as a rookie, but still, he showed what he could do there. It depends on who you pick, not when you pick.
Yeah, you can always find sleepers and hidden gems anywhere in the draft. Honestly, look at Tom Brady. He was a 6th-round draft pick. Like, you could find guys. You just have you just have to have a great scouting report and great scouting team
and a great development system because you could pick talented players, but if they aren't developed right, you're going to have so much. That's why Trevor Lawrence hasn't lived up to the hype, because he hasn't really been developed properly. He's still a decent quarterback, but he hasn't gotten to the heights because of how he was developed. He had Urban Meyer, who is one of the worst head coaches in NFL history. Doug Peterson was his head coach. He had one good year, and the rest was downhill from there. And you know what I mean? How does this go back to the Jets? I don't trust this team. I don't trust this coach. I don't trust anyone there. They're the worst team in the. They are the worst team in the league. They have maybe what might be a worse head coach, and the owner is an owner. They have no future quarterback on here, and we'll see what quarterback they take in this class, because they're going to take a quarterback in this class. And for so many people saying, 2027 has a better quarterback class, you should wait until next year to take the quarterback. The hell I can't. Take a quarterback here, and if he stinks the next year, use one of the other picks to take the other quarterback. I don't care. This team sucks. This whole franchise sucks.
I can feel your agitation with the team.
I mean, why can't I be agitated with this franchise? They are an inept organization. They are the worst organization in North America sports right now. And I don't understand the positivity here. I really don't. And I'll conclude by saying this. Woody Johnson, if you're listening to this right now, 3 words. Sell the team.
We should get that on a loop by now, because you've said that like so many times.
Do it. Make it on loop, and whenever you keep it on the loop, Woody. Post it wherever. Sell the team. Sell the team. Like, seriously, do it, and then whenever we do the recordings, you can press that. Like, seriously,
a little DJ beat on there.
I'd rather have Woody from Toy Story owning this team and operating it than Woody Johnson. That's how bad of an owner he is. I'd rather have a toy from the movie Toy Story operating this franchise than I would Woody Johnson. Whoops,
you know, I just
got banned from there.
You know how Woody said there's a snake in my boot? He's referring to Woody Johnson. That's what he means when there's a snake in my boot.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's funny, bro. Nah, I feel so bad. Every week you have to come on here and you're like, oh, my Jets again. Except for that one week. That 1 week I went to see the game and then they won. You were actually happy. That was the 1 week you got to actually be happy.
You know what I wish, and you could clip this too as well. When is there going to be a time where my New York Jets, my football team, basically makes me proud to represent them again? I don't want to sit there, because I do this after every game. My dad's sitting on the chair, my brother's over there. After every game, I'm like, well, time for the cruelty. Next week, well, time for the cruelty. I'm making my tea, and when I walk into the room and the Jets game's on, well, time for the cruelty. When is the time when I'm not going to be able to say those words when I'm starting to watch this game? Because it's basically cruelty at this point. Legitimate cruelty, and it's unacceptable.
It should be a criminal offense how you can be bad for this long. like I'm talking about like we need
like a relegation system that they do in soccer sometimes, or if you're so bad you get relegated to the minor leagues. I would have the NFL buy the UFL, have the UFL teams play, and if the NFL teams suck, relegate them to the UFL and call up a UFL team.
Like, how you go a decade and a half, 15 years without making the playoffs? Last time y'all made the playoffs, I was 10. I'm 25 now. I was in 5th grade, 4th grade.
And we should have gone that one dumb year Ryan Fitzpatrick had, but they were not properly prepped for that game. It's one of the reasons why I think Todd Bowles is not a good head coach. Great defensive coordinator, terrible head coach. But yeah,
what were you gonna say?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, you go.
No,
first.
You go
first.
Oh, no, I was going to say, the Giants. Like, I know the Giants haven't been good either, but at least they made the playoffs within the last couple of years. Like, at least make some type of noise.
Speaking of the Giants, I just want to say something here. With this latest loss that they've blown, because they blew a 10-point lead again, I got some unfortunate news here. That the New York Giants have been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, and It's so devastating as New Yorkers, that they're the first team to be eliminated in the NFL playoffs. So I fundamentally request that we do a moment of silence for the Giants playoffs hopes. So keep quiet and let's have a moment of silence. And we're done.
That was great. That was great. That's great, yo. Entertainment right there, y'all.
I'll say what. Let me just say another thing, Giants. Why does Shane Bowen still have a job? Why is he still there? Like another
Can't blame
blown lead
Dabo no
thanks
more
to the
because he's fired.
defense.
He's gone.
Yeah, the defensive coordinator needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to go.
I
And
was
this
gonna say,
Giants team
their season would be
is.
different if they still had neighbors. I don't know if they're not make the playoffs, but they'll be a little bit better.
I think their season would have been
And
different if they
Scatterboo too.
fired.
Those two injuries messed them up. Their offense.
Yeah. By the way, let's talk about this. Did you see Scatterboo like the previous? Not. It's almost a week that like he basically was on Raw pro wrestling show that they do, and he was in the middle of an angle, bro. Like, I get you're there trying to have fun, but you just had your ankle twisted the opposite way,
Literally,
and
what
you're
are you
going
doing?
out there and you're
be
filming,
rehabbing.
and you should be rehab, and you're basically filming yourself, or you're in the middle of a storyline where you're pushing a wrestler, or the wrestler's pushing you, bro. Like, look, I respect you. I do. It's clear you're a professional wrestling fan, so I ultra respect you. But you have to be freaking smart, dude. Like
like
your
you're under
ankle was the
contract to play
opposite
football.
way.
You're under contract to play football. If you get hurt even more doing wrestling, which WWE wrestling, I know it looks fake to most people, but that shit hurts. Get hit by a chair in the ribs and all that, it hurts. You get thrown off the thing, it hurts.
Yeah, and for those that basically say that, by the way, people saying you do realize it's fake, right? Okay, so are movies. So shouldn't we not be entertained by movies then?
Doing
so are
stunts
TV
hurts.
shows.
Yeah.
Those stunts hurt. Like, go Google Darby Allin in AEW and the stunts he does and tell me that ain't fake.
Try getting hit by a chair in the ribs, even if it's just not fully, but 60%. Bare skin. Tell me that don't hurt.
Oh my God. That's why I you don't know this, but like back in the day, there's an old promotion called ECW. Some of the hardcore wrestling stuff they did there, like barbed wire matches, like lighting stuff on fire, like it's crazy. Even in Japan too, like I love Atsushi Onita. The story he's told, but in his FMW promotions, some of the stuff they did there, absolutely insane and makes me terrified. Like, he legitimately had like an exploding ring death match. Like, it's insane the stuff they did there. But going back to Scatterboo, you gotta be freaking smart, dude. Like, it can't be. Like, I respect. If you want to go do what you want to do to have fun, go ahead. You're young, you can do it. Go ahead, but don't go out there and do a middle of a wrestling storyline while you're hurt. I mean, Bart Scott, when he was in New York Jet, did the same thing in TNA wrestling, but like you can't do that.
Yeah,
and I love the fact too that Scatterboo was, while he was explaining his side of the story on his stream, was basically like taking a shoe and like pouring alcohol in it or something and like drinking out of it. Like, what is wrong? Like, you could tell the CTE is already affecting that man. Like, why would you take a shoe, pour either alcohol or whatever drink it was, and drink out of it? Why? Yeah. Do you want to get an illness?
Speaking of the Giants game, should we be worried about the Detroit Lions only winning by 7 in an overtime against this Giants team that has depleted offensively? I know Jameer Gibbs shot him over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was incredible today. Jared Goff's pretty solid. He had that one pick, but I know they had that big second quarter where they scored 17 points going into the half. Giants were up 20-17, but then they really started to rally up again in the fourth quarter, scored 10 points, and then they scored that touchdown in overtime to win the game. But I know they won the game, but being a tight game against the Giants, with a lot of their offensive pieces hurt, that's kind of, I don't know. I know James Winston, I saw that play of the flea flicker to James Winston, who caught it and like trucked the man and gone to the red zone.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Wide receiver. Maybe he would have been a better wide receiver than quarterback. I was like, damn. He had a monster game
Jameis
too. Let
Winston.
me not get. He had 366
I mean,
yards today, 2 touchdowns. He was
yeah,
incredible today.
it's a typical Jameis Winston type. I mean, Jameis Winston. I still believe Jameis Winston sucks. He's horrible. But this is the type of Jameis Winston game that makes you think, oh, he might be actually good.
Yeah.
And then watch the next week. I'm trying to think who the Giants. I think the Giants play the Patriots next week. Watch, he's going to play the Giants, and he's going to throw like 5 or 6 picks the next week.
That's crazy. And then I also want to mention Patriots beating the Bengals 26-20. They're 10-2 now. They have a clear, firm hold on the AFC East. It's not. I don't think the Bills, the way they've been dropping games lately, especially some games they dropped, I don't think they should. I think the Patriots got this in the bag.
Yeah. You want to know who I think that the Bengals should do? They should not have Joe Burrow return this year.
Yeah.
Why
every time I see reports saying
have him return?
I'm like, it makes no sense. Risk injury when your team's not even going to make the playoffs. It just makes no sense.
And to risk 2026 as well is stupid. It really is stupid. And there are people out there saying, oh, maybe if the Bengals had Jamar Chase, who, by the way, deserved that suspension. He should have gotten multiple games for it. But,
I thought it would be at least 2 games.
But
it was bad. It was bad. I saw the video. That was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. And I love Jamar Chase's excuse for it. He's like, if I did it, I would have done it at his jersey. Basically,
I saw it. I was in the gym and I saw the cap. It doesn't have the volume, but it showed the captions. I'm like, this guy really? He's trying to.
He pulled an OJ Simpson. He pulled an OJ Simpson. He's like, I didn't do it, but if I did.
Cam Newton, like I'm paraphrasing what he said. He said, I know Jalen Carter did it early in the beginning of the season. Bro, he said, all respect to Jalen Carter. He's not you've never seen a superstar level player this magnitude do something like that until Jamar Chase did it.
Dude, did you see what Cam Newton also said about Drake? Did you basically see what Cam Newton said about Drake May, bro? He is such a freaking.
I forgot exactly what he said, but I saw it on social media, but I forgot what he said. I saw it.
Yeah, like saying he basically saying that like Drake May, like I don't know who Drake May is. Bro, you've met him at the draft, and he's basically said. No, look, Cam Newton's another piece of work too. If you look into, first off, he looks like a freaking clown. Like every time he goes on the
hair,
and then yeah, not only with the hair, with how he like. If you want to dress like that, that's fine. I mean. Here's the thing with Cam Newton. This is the same man who once claimed that he's not in the NFL because of his hairstyle. He straight up said that he wasn't in the NFL because of his hairstyle. Yeah. And I make a gajillion doing this podcast. See how easy that is doing, telling stories? But here's the thing that boggles my mind too. And this is a total for ESPN. This is the reason why ESPN's on the downhill. He goes on the show on First Take, and he's basically saying, like, oh, Drake May absolutely watches our shows, Stop lying and saying you don't watch our shows. He's an NFL quarterback in the middle of a season working on getting better and probably has a gigantic schedule. And then you have him and Stephen A. Smith go out there and basically say, oh, well, Drake May absolutely watches our shows. He's just a liar. Like, enough of this controversial takes and focus on improving your product. But man is Drake May a good quarterback. Now that he has a coach.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But what were you going to say?
I gotta tell you something as well. I don't know if you saw this, but what the F with that Jaguars Cardinals game? That was like one of the strangest overtime games ever, where like both teams are trying to gift wrap a loss.
The battle of mid right there. That's just basically this the battle of mid right there.
Yeah, Arizona's not making the playoffs this year, but it's clear that Kyler Murray is benched for Jacoby Brissett. Even when Kyler gets healthy, like Jacoby's going to be the guy. I mean,
Lawrence throwing 3 for 3, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
And yeah, Lawrence is just he really crazy. Is just that's one of the major problems with him coming out of college was the turnovers, and he could never fix that issue.
That's crazy.
You know what else is crazy too?
I was going to mention the the Bills are gonna really kick themselves because they should have won against the Dolphins, and then they should have won against the Texans. That could have helped their
I
chances of winning the AFC East.
yeah. You want what's also crazy too? I
It
love
could have
when
been 9-2 right now.
yeah. Well, I find I don't think Miami played this. They're not playing this week. I think they're on bye. But when they were showing the playoff picture of all the AFC teams when the Chiefs beat the Colts today, you want to know what my favorite moment was? They had the Dolphins on there as in the hunt. Yeah, yeah, in the hunt for
I know
what?
what you mean because I was watching.
Yeah, like
It should
in
have
the
been
hunt.
out. It should have said out.
Yeah, like look, I get they've won 3 of their last 4 games, but like, come on, they're not making the playoffs. Stop it, stop it. You know, some of the other games I want to take a look. Seahawks Titans. I mean, that game was a lot closer than I thought. Jackson Smith, Nick Jigba should be the MVP. Let me see what else here.
They never give
That
MVP to non QBs, which I kind of don't like.
yeah. Falcons Saints. Who cares? Falcons suck. Saints suck.
Oh, just a quick
That's a
update on
tank
the Rams
ball.
game right now. Buccaneers Rams are
21-0.
nothing.
21-0.
Shutout. Just a shutout. Oh my goodness.
Well, here's
The
my
Bucks have fallen
here's
off, man. These last few weeks, they've done
again. The Bucks aren't coached right. They don't have a good head coach. Todd
that'll be
Bowles
3
is a
straight losses for them.
yep. Here's my advice for the Buccaneers, by the way. Kick a field goal. Allow the Rams to score in this next drive, 28-3. The curse is beginning.
Yeah, like Buccaneers, man. Early in the first few weeks, they were looking like one of the best teams, arguably in conversation for best team in the league. And then now these last few weeks, they've been dropping the ball. I'm not counting the Saints. They beat the Saints. Like that's the Saints. Like come on. Like
Yeah, they're the Saints are
yeah.
the Saints are awful too.
The last like solid team you beat was what the Niners, and like that was a while ago. You lost to the Lions since
Let me take a look at
you lost to the
here.
Bills, I believe, and then now you're
Their
getting whipped
last
by the
no,
Rams.
their last win that I could confidently say that I believed in them was the Seahawks because at the time the Niners were dealing with all those injuries, so I don't count that game.
And they lost to the
Lost to
Patriots.
yeah,
It's
not
like
good. Luckily, look at their schedule. I'm reading you their schedule right now. It's so
it's looking
easy after
easier
this
now.
Rams game. They face Arizona, who's a mediocre team. The Saints stink. The Falcons stink. They got Carolina. Carolina might actually make the playoffs this year if Bryce doesn't.
What did I say?
Get in his own way.
Remember I said don't everybody you I think you and Dylan laughed at me. I said the Panthers.
Yeah.
If
I'll take my
I
L
need
on
to
that
go
one.
back and pull that clip up. I said the Panthers have a dark
DJ,
horse chance to make the playoffs.
I'll take my L on that one. They have a legit chance. They really do.
I was like, because their schedule is so easy, the Panthers. I was like, they have a chance, and they've been playing solid. Even though Bryce Young's up and down, they've been playing solid football. So I have to see if I have those clips, because man, I feel good.
Dude, I know. I'm proud. I'm happy for you, and I'll take my L on that one. If they win the division, I will take my L on that.
Yeah,
but, you know,
so I'm like, they play in a weak division. I was like, and they have an easy schedule. I was like, and with the pieces they had coming in, I looked at who they acquired and stuff, who they traded for. I was like, they should have a sneak chance due to their easy schedule to sneak into the playoffs, just in their terrible division. So.
Yeah. I want to. Here's the current. And then after this, we'll talk Steelers Bears because I got a few things I want to say there. Here's the draft order as of today. The Titans would hold the first overall. The Tennessee stinks, and Mike McCoy. I'm sorry. He's just the game's passed him by. The Titans got the first pick. The Giants got the second pick. Saints got the third pick. The Jets got the fourth pick. The Raiders got the fifth pick. The Cleveland Browns got the sixth pick. The Commanders got the seventh pick. Cincy's got the eighth pick. The Cardinals got the ninth pick. Miami's got the 10th pick. The Falcons have the 11th pick. Oh, wait. No, they don't. The Rams do. I'm sorry. Then the Vikings. Then the Cowboys. Then Carolina. Chiefs got the 15th pick. Steelers got the 16th pick. Texans got the 17th pick. Then the Lions got the 18th pick. Those are teams that, as of now, don't make the playoffs this year. Yeah, if the Titans and the Giants continue sucking, and with the quarterbacks that are available, they could get a draft haul of picks if a team like the Browns or the Jets or the Saints trade up. I think they're in the best spot, the Titans and the Giants.
I like that. No, I do like that. I was gonna say before we oh yeah, you say you want to talk Steelers and Bears before we close it out, right? Because I had a
Yeah,
few thoughts I want to talk just mention before we close it out. But yeah, do your
yeah.
Steelers Bears.
All right, so the
Hey,
Steelers
another
played
win
the
for the
game.
Bears.
Yeah, I mean the
Are they
Bears
real
are.
to you, or are they? I know TJ Watt had that strip sack I saw. I was like, oh, that was
I'm
crazy.
starting to believe in the Chicago team because they did play well.
Ooh,
But
finally coming along.
here's the thing, though. The
Yeah.
Steelers are the most overrated football team in the
No,
NFL.
they're not that great.
That defense is basically TJ Watt. That really is their deep. And look, their offense looked more functional with Rudolph as the quarterback than Rodgers, who I knew Rodgers wasn't playing this game because of that wrist injury. I mean, better to be safe than sorry. And I think it's really telling too that Tomlin immediately, like at 9:00 in the morning, basically said, "Oh yeah, he's not playing." Like immediately, he said he's not playing. So good for them. Kenneth Gainwell's a great back. Like he often is like one of the more underrated running backs in the league. Warren did good, DK did good, but what are you gonna do if Chicago played really, really well? And I'm telling you, I can't believe I'm saying this to Swift is okay. I think this Kyle Mana guy, I can't say it. I can never say his name properly.
Oh,
I kind of the Bears running back, Mana guy, the what's his name? The Mana guy, yeah, the 7th-round pick they took this year. I think he legitimately might be their number one because Swift hasn't been on and off, and they got potential in that kid.
nah, I'm seeing it right now. Yeah, and I'm liking the way Caleb, no turnovers today for Caleb. That's especially against a pretty solid Steelers defense.
Yeah,
I'm
and
liking what I'm seeing.
here's,
I'm liking what I'm seeing.
I mean, they do have a bit of a tougher schedule. Looking at it, they got the Eagles next week, who are going to on Black Friday. By the way, they're going to be
Mhm.
super angry, and they're going to want to, you know,
Especially after losing to
prove
the
themselves there.
Cowboys, blowing a
Yeah, they got
freaking lead. That
the Packers twice, Cleveland, which I'm going to say is a tougher matchup because their defense is good.
yeah,
The Niners, and then the
yeah,
Lions. Not
yeah.
an
They got a
easy
tough schedule.
schedule for them.
Everybody except for the Browns is a playoff team.
Yeah, and the
So
Steelers. Here's their
yeah.
schedule, and I still think the Steelers are one of the more overrated teams in the NFL. Who, like, look, they their defense they spent money on to build. I haven't seen that money work out for them, and they also have a coach who should have been fired in 2020. But again, it's the Steelers; they don't fire coaches. But here's their schedule: they got the Bills, then the Ravens, which that's a must-win game for the Steelers if they want to keep the lead in this division. The Dolphins, the Lions, the Brownies, and the Ravens. That's a
Mhm.
tough schedule. And people are like, oh, but they got the Browns. The Browns are going to play tough because it's a divisional game. And, Pittsburgh's got to wake up. But again, it's the Steelers. They're going to BS their way into over 500 record, because that's the Steelers. But, it's crazy.
One thing I wanted to mention before we close it out, there's a few things I'm looking as the season progresses. We're now like kind of getting to like formulating the playoff picture. First off, from foremost, I wanted to like if the Buccaneers lose this game, Panthers have a chance to overtake the NFC South, man. If they win tomorrow against the Niners and the Bucks lose tonight, they could take first place. And that's crazy saying that because Buccaneers have looked like they were red hot coming in, looked like they're going to clearly win the NFC South. We
Yeah.
all, I think, had them win the NFC South division, but I
What's
was the only
crazy,
one
too,
who
because I
said
got
the Panthers have a chance. What you
You know
said?
what's crazy too about the Buccaneers too, because they're down all these points, and every time
Yeah.
they go to Todd Bowles, you want to know what he's like on the sidelines? He's like this,
Yeah.
smiling after every deficit. What are you smiling for? This is a big issue I had with him with the Jets too, of how poor they've been playing, and he's just smiling over there, like Mr. Smiles, Todd Bowles. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you smiling for?
It's crazy. And what's
Coach
crazy
the
to
team
me,
well.
as well as the NFC North. You know, when coming into the season, I thought every team in the NFC North was going to make the playoffs. The Vikings are not going to make it, but the Bears,
No.
Packers, Lions are going to make it. I think those three will make it because I feel like they're going to get good enough seeding. Well, I feel like whoever wins the division and the whoever two falls in second, third, they'll have good enough records to be amongst those teams to get the next seeding that you need to get in the
Yeah.
playoffs. NFC West, I see the Seahawks and Rams getting in. I don't know if the Niners get in because they're 7-4 right now, so they're kind of on that bubble. They need to win more games. Not so we'll see. There's still a few weeks left, so we'll see how that goes.
Yep.
That's on the NFC
There's
side, and then
yeah.
the
Yeah,
AFC side, we know the Bills are in. We know the Patriots are in. AFC North's gonna be interesting because Steelers and Ravens are right neck and neck right now, 6-5.
yeah. Yep. And I just want to tell I'll list the teams that are done in my opinion.
Yeah,
Obviously the Giants have been eliminated. We had our moment of
Titans
silence earlier
done.
today. The Saints are done. The Commanders
Titans,
are done. The Cardinals
Titans
are
are done.
done. The Vikings are done. The Falcons are done. And people are like, oh, but they're 4-7. They could make a. They're done.
No, they're
They're
done.
done. And that's the NFC side. That's done. Let me go pull up the AFC side.
Tennessee Titans.
The Tennessee Titans are done. The New York Jets are a disgrace. Sell the team, Woody.
Yeah.
The Raiders are done. And but I said this to you earlier. I mentioned this last week. Pete Carroll, he might be one and done.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to see it.
and look, Geno, I feel for Geno because he has no offensive line. But yeah, I really don't think this team is coached well. And one who's crazy too, their offensive coordinator, Chip Kelly, is the highest paid coordinator in the NFL right now.
Chip Kelly,
Good
man.
spending. Good spending,
Kelly.
Mark Davis.
4 straight Super Bowls and lost all of them. Damn.
Yep. Cleveland's done. The Bengals are done. And Miami's done too. But they are in the hunt, according to CBS.
Houston is on the bubble. I feel like they're on the brink of being. We'll see. Their defense is carrying them right now.
Yeah. The teams that are absolutely locks are the Patriots are going to lock a playoff spot. The Broncos are going in. The Colts are unless they have like a collapse, they should be in. I can't consider Baltimore a lock yet. I can't consider the Chargers a lock yet. Everyone else,
Broncos,
I can't consider a lock. I already did.
Oh, Broncos.
NFC and the NFC. I think the Rams. I think they're locked in. The Eagles are locked in.
Seahawks.
The Seahawks, I think, are locked in unless injuries occur. I can't. I would like to say Chicago, but I want to wait and see on them. Buccaneers are in a terrible NFC South. The Packers, I'm not sold on them. The 49ers, we'll see. The Lions, we'll see. But in the NFC, it's clear the Rams and Eagles are going in. For sure.
And then what teams on the bubble do we see making the playoffs? I'm going to go the Chiefs. I think we'll make it. Remember this right now, y'all. I was very nervous last week after we lost, and then coming into today. We beat the Cowboys. We're making the playoffs. We're making the playoffs. I'm going to say that right now. It's not going to be – I'm kind of worried. Don't get me wrong. But I can't doubt Mahomes. We're going to at least sneak into the playoffs. I see it. Chargers are on the bubble, too. They're 7-4. They're Chiefs are only one loss column and one win away from tying their record. So, and if we beat the Cowboys, which should be an easy dub, we're right back in the mix. So that's going to be interesting to see who finishes second, third in the AFC West. Jaguars, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't trust Trevor Lawrence.
I don't trust. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yes, he had 3 touchdowns, but he also had 3 interceptions. It's like for every touchdown you throw, you're throwing an interception, buddy. I can't trust that. Yeah. So I think the Jaguars might fall to the wayside. I think we might.
The Bills are in danger too if they don't get their act together. I still think the Steelers make it because it's the Steelers and Mike Tomlin and his magic beans find a way to get this team to go over a 500 record and make the playoffs, even though I think they're overrated. But it's still plenty of football left to go. For the NFC, though, the team on the bubble that I think makes it is the Lions. Yes, as of now, if the season ended today, they wouldn't make the playoffs, but I think they'll find their way in. San Francisco, again, we'll have to wait and see on them. The Packers, I'm not so confident in them. I think they're one of the more overrated teams in the NFL. Dallas, I don't feel confident in, but I don't
What
know.
about the Niners? How are you feeling about them? So I'm
I
like,
I'm leaning towards yes if Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy.
yeah, if he can stay healthy, I think they make it. He's so good. That dude is amazing.
Oh my god, he's one of the best players in the league right
I
now.
think my friend, my coworker, he was like, McCaffrey's on pace to have 1,000 rushing yards, have 1,000 receiving yards. Only other player to ever do that in the same season is Marshall Falk, if I'm not mistaken. That's crazy.
Yep. And
Crazy.
yeah, I don't know what's crazier, that or Aaron Glenn's in-game decision making when it comes to games. Like I still don't believe in him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I I'm trying to figure out what I'm about to say
He's
here
like, I lost for
because my
words. He didn't even know. He's like,
yeah
I have nothing else to say
I'm
about this.
lost. I'm lost for words with how
Yeah.
disgraceful my football team is.
For the show, y'all. If you guys, the show kind of got messed up at the end for the visual version. If you guys are listening to audio or watching the visual, so I got kind of had to re-record the ending. But yeah, if you guys hope you guys enjoyed this episode, the DJ Sports Show. Continue to leave a like, subscribe, share. Anybody know who loves sports. Like again, technical issues that kind of messed up. It didn't show me at the ending for the visual, so I cut some of the visual just if you're listening, get to this point at the end. And yeah, we talked some basketball at the end, so I had to cut that part off of the visual. I just wanted to keep the football since it got messed up at the end. It wasn't showing me technical issues, internet, so I can't really control that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Share and subscribe. Leave a 5-star rating. Share anybody you know who loves sports. And if you listen on the audio version, I'm gonna keep the Hornets stuff on there since it's audio, and most of it's on there. Just the ending of me closing out the show that messed up. So just for you guys to know and informed. But yeah, I hope you guys continue to follow the show, leave a rating, spread the word to anybody you know who loves sports. Working on something big right now. I can't wait till it's all done. It's been a long process. Patience is key, and I appreciate y'all patience with me. But yeah, just letting you guys inform you on technical issues. The ending of the show that kind of cut me out. It wasn't showing me on the visual, so I said I'm gonna have to re-record myself, closing out the show, and then let you guys know on visual and audio. If it seems a little choppy in the visual, you know why. But especially to close it out. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's your host DJ Hamilton DJ Sports Show, and I'll see y'all next time. Love y'all. Peace.